Staying with the emergency meeting, Seoul will work to help local chip makers be global leaders. The Yoon administration plans to provide support to ensure Korea is one of the top 4 countries in the overseas construction industry. Also, the government seeks to ease some regulations on the local housing market. Eum Jiyoung has the details.
South Korea is shoring up one of the main drivers of its economy, the semiconductor industry. In Thursday's emergency meeting on economic affairs and people's livelihoods, President Yoon stressed that the government has been pushing to maintain South Korea's global leadership in chips despite the industry's recent difficulties. Supporting his pledge, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Energy cited past cases to say that the current down cycle could turn into an opportunity.
In the past, through extensive investment in the chip industry, we had great results during slowdowns. The government will provide active support for the roughly 340 trillion won that private firms are planning to invest.
The government also plans to spend about $700 million to train professionals in semiconductors and to establish infrastructure, and will sharply increase tax benefits. Forming the backbone of the country's chip industry are more than 1,000 small and medium-sized companies, and so to support them, the government is also going to set up a fund worth $200 million.
We are aiming to become the leader of the system chip industry. To achieve this, we need to nurture small fabless firms. The government will form a consultative group on fabless and foundry called One Team Korea to help ensure the industry maintains its global competitiveness.
The government will not only focus on semiconductors but will also boost overseas construction. The Minister of Land, Infrastructure and Transport said that amid high global oil prices, demand for construction is rising in oil-rich countries.
We will aim to win $50 billion of overseas deals per year and become one of the top 4 countries in construction. Currently, Saudi Arabia is placing orders. These include $500 billion in deals for the Eum New City project, and we are going to do all we can to win these.
And along with the growth in the industry abroad, there will be further support for construction at home. The government in November is going to lift regulations that restrict construction in certain areas, and with home prices having risen out of many people's reach, lay out measures to get more homes onto the market.
Until now, partial mortgage loans were provided for those buying properties worth up to 900 million won. But this is too low considering how much prices have risen. It will be raised to 1.2 billion won.
He added for those chosen in lotteries to buy and move into units in new housing projects, the deadline by which they have to sell their old house will be extended to 2 years, considering the slowdown in the property market. Also, for people who own just one home or are trying to buy their first one, they'll be able to borrow up to 50% of the assessed value of the home, up from the current 40%, even in areas highly regulated because of speculation. Mortgages will also be allowed for houses worth up to 1.5 billion won, or about $1 million. Eum Jiyoung, Arirang News.